When I was a teenager, there were badges about the rock band that you liked. So I had a badge that said Yes, because I liked a rock band called Yes. Or some people had Pink Floyd or other rock bands that they really liked. People would have CND, which is this symbol, meaning peace. They don't want to have nuclear war, and they don't even want nuclear weapons at all. So they wanted peace between the nations. And Christians wore badges that would say things like forgiven, or they would have perhaps Jesus saves or Jesus is Lord. And badges were very, very popular among all kinds of different groups at one time. Today, they're not so popular. But really, a badge isn't what matters. What really matters is what you and I are like inside. It's not what we're telling people with our badge that matters. It's who we really are inside. That's what really matters. And that's what Jesus came to change, the kind of people that we are, to make us the kind of people that love God and follow him. That's what Christians believe. And what Jesus said in the Bible, what he taught us, is he said, by their fruits you will know them. In other words, just like a tree, if you pick an apple from a tree, you say, I've got a feeling this tree is an apple tree. If you pick a pear, it would be a pear tree. So you know the tree, not by the badge, not by its leaves necessarily, or by how strong the tree looks, but does it bear good fruit? The fruit tells you about whether the tree is healthy and what kind of tree it is. So our lives, your life and mine, tells people around us, without us even wearing a badge, what kind of people we are. I could have a badge that says nice person, but if I'm not a nice person, it doesn't matter how many badges I have to be different. If I want to show people that God lives in me, I need to live a different kind of life. And in Matthew chapter 7, Jesus went on to say, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. It's the one who does the will of Jesus that enters. That's what Christians believe. And in Galatians chapter 5, we're told the kind of fruit that people should bear. So when I walk down the road, wherever I am, I should bear this kind of fruit. And the list is this: love, joy, peace. I should have peace in my heart. Patience. I should be patient. I shouldn't be pushing forward all the time and pushing people out of the way. Kindness. Think of ways you can be kind to each other at school and at home, how you can be kind to other people. Goodness and purity. Faithfulness. Being faithful. If you say something, you say, yeah, I'll call you later. I'll see you at 4. You keep your word. Faithfulness. Gentleness. Not being horrible and angry all the time, but being a gentle person that other people want to come and get to know. Self-control is the last of the fruits of the Spirit, where we can control ourselves. That if we see that there's a water fountain, we can let others drink before we do. If we're in a queue, we can let others in before we have to do it, before we have to push ourselves forward. So we can be self-controlled, we can hold back with other people, and we can be kind to other people. So there's the 9 fruits of the Spirit, from love, which is the most important, all the way down to self-control. And it's the fruit of the Spirit that shows people what you and I are really like. Now, I've got a puppet here that is used sometimes, and I use this with my children and now with my grandchildren to talk about a particular story. Now, I don't know if you recognize who this would be, but it's meant to be, that's it, Red Riding Hood. And with this particular puppet, you know where she's going with her little basket and so on. She's on her way to her grandmother's house. And here's her grandmother here. But instead of seeing her grandmother, she sees instead this person who's pretending to be her grandmother. And you remember how Red Riding Hood says, "What a big nose you have." And it says, the wolf says, "All the better to smell you with." "What big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with." "What big teeth you have." The wolf says, "All the better to eat you with." So in this puppet, on one side is the grandmother, the other side is the wolf. Now some people behave a bit like this. They can be nice, very, very nice, and other times they can be horrible. And I hope none of you will ever go down this road, because we are meant to be like God. God is pure and kind and loving and faithful, and that's how he wants his followers to be. So it's not a question about what badge we wear or who we say we are. It needs to be seen in your life and in my life what kind of people we really are. How do we deal with people who are in need? Do we just say, "Get lost, I don't want to know you"? Or are we kind to them? How do we treat people who are unkind to us? Can we even show kindness to them if they haven't shown it to us? Can we be the kind of people that God wants us to be? Jesus said, "By their fruits you will know them." And the fruit of the Spirit starts with love and goes all the way through to self-control. And we can ask God to help us to bear that good fruit and to live lives that honour him here on earth. And that's what Christians believe. It's not about who you say you are, it's about who you really are. So let's think about that today. Have a good day. Thank you for listening.